Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, June 28th, 2022, and this is FlossTube number 67. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Every now and then I might throw in some quilting or some crochet or some other stitchy goodness, but for the most part, I talk about cross stitch, and that is what I'm going to talk about today. If you're a returner, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you stopping and watching and commenting, and I enjoy when I get comment alerts and comments, and I enjoy reading them. I don't always reply. Sorry about that. I do try to heart them all, and I do try to reply to most of y'all, all of y'all if I can. But thank you so much for returning. If you're not subscribed, think about subscribing. It helps my channel grow, and it helps the love of cross stitch grow. So that is my purpose in this channel, is just to spread the cross stitch love. So since this is a channel about cross stitch, we'll get into my cross stitching. Y'all have to excuse me. For those of you that have been here, you'll know that I had the plague. I refuse to say the word because I don't want my videos to be tagged. So that's why I'm not saying what I have. But you know, I have the plague. And I had the plague, and I woke up yesterday morning with a sore throat. So I will be drinking a lot of water during this video because anyway, I think it's just a summer cold. I hope it's just a summer cold this time because, I mean, I just had it. So anyway, they say you shouldn't get it again. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what to think anymore. But anyway, I have a sore throat. So I am very froggy sounding. Not as bad as the other week, but I am still there. Anyway, so y'all excuse me. So what have I been stitching? Well, I have a finish. I have a new start and a finish. And then I have my Wipgo progress for this past week. And then I'll be talking about July's Wipgo numbers that were called. And if you don't know what Wipgo is, it is a bingo board, and it's by Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube. I believe that's her YouTube name. And she calls two numbers, and then you fill out your board, and when those two numbers are called, that's how I do it. That's when I work on them. Some people work on them before. So when you finish your goal on the board, you mark it off once it's been called. So I do mine traditional bingo. When it's called, I'll work on it. My Wipgo goals are to get 4 days in the month stitched on that piece. So if it's two numbers that are called, it's 4 on each piece. But this month it was one piece that was called twice. So I had to work on it 8 days, which was fun because I got 2 days a week on it. And so that was a lot of fun. And if you've been here, you know that I am talking about lavender and lace. And I'm jumping right into Wipgo without even doing my finishes. I'll do that later. So this is a lavender and lace piece that I picked up at a thrift store. I picked up the kit for $5, and then I picked up a bag of fabric, and in the bag of fabric was an already started stitched piece. Now, the lady that started it did it on 36 count linen. This right here. I don't do well with dark colored fabrics, and I don't do well with 36 count linen. So the two of them were just too much for me. So I re-dyed some fabric, and I restarted it, and I did dye it kind of dark, almost very similar, but I did it on 16 count Aida because the kit did have 32 count linen. So this is my progress from this week. So there it is. So I got a good bit done. I got the light colored blues and this part stitched in. So it was actually called again for July, just once. So I'll be working on it for 4 days, and I am hoping to, you'll see on this piece right here, the original piece that I got, she had the wings done. So I'm hoping to get some of the wings done. And then I'll start up on the wings, work my way up to the top of the piece, and then work my way down. And so this is what I've gotten done. And like I said, this is 16 count Aida that I dyed myself. I do use a hoop on dark fabrics, and I do use a hoop on large pieces of linen and even weave. But for everything else, I stitch in hand. And that's it. So I am excited about that. excited about how much I got done. You know, it's funny because one of the colors is very similar to the background. Like, you know, you can see it right here. But once it gets filled in, it shades up nicely. So like I said, this was a kit that I got, already started at a thrift store. So it has all the threads, all the beads, charms, all the good stuff in it. So I was excited about that. I had never done a lavender and lace before. I have been stitching, I started stitching in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and I just never did those. And so finding that and a bunch of other lavender and lace patterns was really exciting for me. So there's some I'm going to do. I'm going to finish doing those. And I lost my post-it note with all the stuff that I stitched. Oh well. Okay, the next thing that I stitched on was Jeanette Douglas's A Year in Bouquets. I was behind, so I stitched on May. I got May done. And then this week I'm going to try to pick it up and do June. You know, if I really work on it, if I really work and just work on that and don't worry about anything else, and it's a day where I can put some FlossTube on, I can get it done in a day. It's no big deal. If you're thinking about doing it, you should. They're just the sweetest little bouquets. And they're free. They're free on her website. So it's not like you have to, you know, you're going to be late or anything. So this is the whole thing so far. I do need to finish the border on that second row. Probably after I finish June, I'll do that. And then start on the border for the third row. So this is May right here. Cute little flower. I'm using DMC. She does have overdyes, but she does have a conversion for us DMC users. So I'm using DMC, and I think it's beautiful. So pretty. They're just pretty little flowers. Some people are doing them. She does have the chart for the borders and everything. Some people are doing them individually. They originally came out as little pin cushions, little pin pillows. And so she released them with the chart for doing it all at once. And so that's how I'm doing it. Because I don't put little pillows around my house. And so anyway, although I'm about to just totally blow that out of the water, but I'm about to show you. But anyway. So I have two finishes. My first finish is my Erica Michaels ABC Stitch Along that I'm doing. If you're new here, last year in July, I started an Erica Michaels ABC block Stitch Along. And I invited whoever wanted to join me to do it. And Shelly at Proverbs3122 is doing it with me. And her last video, I know she showed on her Instagram how she finished her last block. Let me just tell you, she is much better than I am. I was like, for this last block, I was like, wow, your yarn looks really better than mine. She goes, that's a yo-yo. And I'm like, okay, I should know that because I've been reading this chart the whole time and it says yo-yo. Mine just looks janky. It's not round at all. And I left it because I thought it was yarn. So anyway, so I finished my last block. The last block is X for cross stitch. I know they said we cheated. And X-ray. Y is for the Y stitch or the, I can't remember the other name. And it's for yarn, not yo-yo. See, I keep saying yarn. It's for yo-yo. And Z is for zipper and the zigzag stitch. This is the only block that had 3 different letters. All the others were the same. So this is my block. See, my yarn, yo-yo, whatever is... Oh, no. I tried. I did my best. So this is my last block. I am using thrift store floss and 28 count even weave. The thrift store floss is a combination of vintage flosses. I call it thrift store. It's stuff that I also inherited from my mom and my grandmother. It is a combination of JP Coats and Paraluster and American Thread Company and just really old flosses. The border is a variegated floss that I picked out, and then I chose the colors that were in the variegation to do the letters. I did leave a couple of letters out because it was too crowded, but other than that, the block is as is. So, are y'all ready to see them all? Let me see if I can get them. I have them in order for the most part. Summer's on one page. Okay, so let's do this. Now, I started backing them with interfacing, and after I backed a few of them, I realized I hadn't dated some of them. But it is what it is, and they're going to stay. I'm sewing these into a quilt, for those of you that do not know. So this is A, and don't ask me what the stitches are, because I don't remember. At the very beginning, I was just choosing colors that I thought would go with it, and I like the way they came out. You know, I think they came out really good that way. And then I kind of started following their color suggestions, and then I just kind of did what I wanted. This is B. This is C. D. And this one I noticed I didn't date. E. F. This is one of my favorite blocks. I don't know why. I like it. G. H. I. J. K. L. M. N. O. And now I see where all my needles went. I left the needles in each piece. P. Q. R. S. T. U. V. And W. This is the last week I think I showed y'all. And then X, Y, and Z. So I'm hoping to get these cut a consistent size and stitch them together into one piece. That was my plan. If you're new here and you haven't seen why I'm doing this, originally it started with me finding a bunch of sample pieces of 28 count even weave and linen in my mom's stash, and I've been wanting to do those charts, and I just decided, hey, now's the time to do them. I have all the little pieces. I have all this floss from her, so it's kind of in honor with her because she did teach me all of my stitching knowledge. So anyway, you'll find I do a lot of stuff in honor of my mom. So that is my first finish. We are done. Yay! With the Erica Michael stitch along. I am so excited to have it done, have them all stitched. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed learning the stitches. I do have to say that some of the stitch diagrams were a little hard to follow. In my opinion, they would be better off if they were color. I do so much better when I see things in color or if I see a video. So I did have to watch a couple of videos for a couple of the stitches, but for most of them, I was able to kind of figure it out. But if you can see some of them, if you really look at it, you can say, oh gosh, that's janky. But anyway, so that is the Erica Michael stitch along. It is finished. I'm hoping to, like I said, get all that stitched up soon, and don't know if I'm going to quilt it or if I'm going to frame it. If I have a frame big enough, then I'll probably just frame it. If I don't, I'll probably make it into a little wall hanging quilt. So yay! And if you were here last week, you'll know that I am starting something new in August. So I'm taking July off. And I'm getting a lot of stuff, you know, little things that have just been hovering over my head. I'm getting them finished. like this last one. And Merritt, I'm sorry, I didn't wait for you. I had to finish it. I was just working and working and working, and then all of a sudden I realized I was done. I was done. And I am talking about Calico Confectionaries, America. And I started this last April, April of 21, with all the intentions of finishing it in a month. And it's just been languishing in the bottom of my basket. And yesterday when I finished working on the bouquets, I was like, I want to start something, you know, no, day before yesterday, I finished the bouquets. It's like, I want to work on something that I can finish. And so I pulled this out and I just started working on it, and it is done. I love it. I love the way it is. I already have an idea of how I want to frame it. I do frame most of my pieces. I have wall space. I don't know what's going to happen if I move and I don't have wall space, but I do have wall space for it. We have a long hallway, so it'll go down there. So this is my piece. And I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. It came out really good. This is on I believe it's an 18 count Aida that I coffee tea dyed. And since I had this fabric out and I finished it, and it was about 8 o'clock at night, I wanted to start something new. I pulled out a Pinker and Pumpkin fabric pattern that I had for Liberty. Now she does hers on 14 count. This is the same. I say it's 18. It looks like it's probably more like 20 count Aida. And I stitched up her little freebie Liberty. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. It's so tiny. But it was a piece of this fabric, a scrap that I just had, and I was like, oh, let me see what I can do on it. And I stitched up that. So I'm gonna see if I can find me a little tiny little frame or something I can put it in. And then I started one that she has called Freedom. Don't know when I'll finish this one, but I'll stick it in the bag. I used the same floss that I had used for America, which is actually JP Coats that I had. I just had it in front of me, and so that's why I started America in that. So I just figured I'll just stitch up some little Americana pieces since we're about to go into July. So that is my stitching for the week. Hold on, let me get some water. Okay, plans. My Wipgo plans for the month of July, it is the Lavender and Lace Blue Moon Angel, so I'll be working on that. And then Christmas Garden was one of the other numbers that was called. So this is Blackbird Designs Christmas Garden. This is where I'm at. And so this will get 4 days of me working on it. So hopefully I can get some of this bottom portion done. I think I'm gonna try to work my way down, make sure I have enough room. Still don't know what I'm gonna do with the bottom, but I'll figure it out when I get there. And so that is what I'm gonna be working on for Wipgo. This weekend is a Blackbird Design weekend. I have not done it. I didn't do May's or June's. I'm gonna try to do July's, because really the piece that I have, and I don't have it with me, the piece that I have is small enough that really, if I did it every weekend, I could have it done by Christmas. So I need to just do it on the weekends and get it done. It is the Joyeux Noël with the cardinal. Anyway, so that's what it is. So I'm going to try to do that and get all that done. That's all I have. I need to go fix me some hot tea and get this throat under control. Like I said, hopefully it's just a little summer cold that I have. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully. So I will see you guys next week. Like I said, I will be starting this. No, that's not it. Hold on, I'm going to show you. Give me 2 seconds. This is my August start. It's going to be starting on August 20th, which is a National Honeybee Day. And this is gathering honey. I showed it last week, so I'm excited about getting it started. I just need to dye some fabric, get all the threads together. It's a lot of threads, but I will be working on that. I just found out that there is a companion piece with a rose garden, which is absolutely beautiful. And then I saw this that I want to do. So I think once I finish my Blackbird design Christmas piece, I am going to pull this out and make this my big, large Christmas piece that I'll be stitching on. Yeah. It's so pretty. This is out of another magazine. This is out of Treasures and Needleworks, the premiere issue. It just says premiere issue. This is it. And you can buy it on Cooler Design Studios, and you can also buy the paper chart on 123 Stitch. So, that's it. That's all I have today. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. You know, if you have any questions about what I'm stitching on, I know sometimes I forget to say what fabric I'm working on. Sometimes I forget, you know, most of the time I'm going to use DMC floss unless it's, you know, the thrift store stuff. You know, if you have any questions, let me know. That's it. That's all I have. No shopping, no haul, no goodies. So I will see you guys next week, Lord willing, and y'all have a fantastic time stitching. Bye-bye.